Okay, I just had my coffee with at Pete's with my friend Eric, and he has a son. He has two sons, and one worked for 5 years, and I call it Gustavas, Alaska, and it was they had a work party up there. I don't know what the guys were doing, whether they had 100 people or 500 people, I forget, but he was in charge of their well-being, their eating and whatnot. So I can get this out of the way, and then we're going to see Gustavus is down here. Juno is not far away, so Juno is right over in here. And the other item that you know or heard of is Glacier Bay, which is up in here. Now I'm sure they have glaciers that run on out here, but you can look as you zoom in on this. You can see glaciers running down off the mountain down into the bay, and you'll see where they run off the other side. Here, look at the two of them. This is the big part here. Look at how this all runs down and feeds into Glacier Bay. So that's the reason they get more glaciers. But a few glaciers go on out and feed over into the Pacific. But the thing out here for cruise ships going out in here is that it's rough. And inland, like Glacier Bay, you're not going to be bounced all over the place when you go up here for the people. They're not going to get sick while they're out on deck looking at the glaciers calving off of the run. So Gustavus is I think the closest area. My friend told me this morning that it was during World War II. It was refueling space. Great big airport there. You'll see we're taking off in my favorite airplane, the TBM, and we're flying up because the guy that owned the operation had a 180 Cessna. It's a tail dragger, and the 180 probably had like 235. I don't think it had a 250 horse engine. It was Continental, and I'm not as sharp on the Continentals as I am on Lycoming. I was sort of a Piper guy. Love Cessnas, but anyway, I mostly a line learned in a Piper J3 with a 65 horse four-cylinder Lycoming, and I can't tell you what I retired in, but probably my largest number of hours. A friend of mine, an old student, ended up buying a 260 Comanche B, 1966 Comanche B, which we flew down to San Juan, Puerto Rico, out of Monterey. So that was quite a flight. You've heard me talk about that. Anyway, so the Cessna, let's say it had a 235, could have had a 250, four-place, high-wing airplane, and it's great for getting in and out of small places. So when you load it up, it's going to take longer, but I think there were just three of them and a little fishing gear, and they flew north out of Gustavus up to Mud Bay, and Mud Bay is up here. I think this is called Mud Bay on this side, and possibly they landed at Haines. There's a seaplane area for landing for Haines, and then this is also Haines Airport right here. And just up from here is a famous place called Skagway, and when they had the Stampeders, they called these guys in the 1890s, going up for the gold rush in Alaska, they found gold up north of here, and this was one of the ways to get there. They had to go over the hills. I don't know whether we're going to see it up here. Whitehorse is on the way up to where we're going, and I think they maybe went across that lake, was helping them get there, and they end up on a river that the Juno River. Is it Juno? No, it's not Juno. I'll have to think about it. And the river runs through Fairbanks. Let me see if we can get in here and think of where they discovered gold up here. Polly Crossing. Yeah, we're just not gonna find it. You're gonna have to tell me what gold rush went through Skagway. And I remember Whitehorse was part of it. I think they had steam powered boats that were going along this lake. A lot of people died going up there. Okay, enough of that. That isn't really what it's about. Anyway, that's where the name Stampeders came from. The guys going to strike it rich. And let's get to Gustavas and fly, and we'll be there in no time. That's looking more like the airplane I learned to fly in, a Piper Cub. That one probably has 2 times or 3 times the horsepower that mine had. 636s or 18, yeah, it's about 180 is what they have today. And here we are at Gustavas, the shorter runway, and we are going to head up to the north. Yeah, let's get ready to go here. Yeah, see, we're heading north, and we're heading so we come slightly to the left, flying up to Mud Bay. Let's take off the brakes and get going. Go. Yeah, oh, say we got the brakes off, full power. So we won't go too high. It's just a short trip. We're getting close. Get the gear up. You probably carry the flaps to the end of the runway. And we go a little bit north like that. And Glacier Bay is off to the right of the screen. We aren't going to Glacier Bay. And the main runway is right under the airplane right there. So when they refuel, I bet that runway is about 10,000 feet. So here we go, and we go a little bit more to the left. Let's put in our altitude. Let's go up to 5,000 feet. We'll go to 5,500 feet. Yeah, I don't know quite what my heading is, but there's 5,500, and we will go like this. So we can go 1,700 feet a minute, and we hit nav. I think, let's see here, 20 nav. We got to turn the autopilot on and the yaw dampener. And we'll go a little bit to the left. We'll go back outside. No, that's not it. That's not it. We have to go around to the right. For some reason, it's not hooking up with our course here. We're just flying on a heading. 350. So we'll go with heading. And we'll put the heading on 350. Taking me a little bit here. And we'll put heading on. We got heading on. And we got autopilot on. There we go. Yaw dampener. And that should hold it right there. And we'll look over at Glacier Bay. It should be Glacier Bay going up that way. We'll look back at Gustavas. So that was back right about in there. We don't need to look into the bright sunshine. I think we got a pretty good altitude here. And we'll just keep on our course here. And I don't know why it won't track, but I learn stuff every time I fly. So let's see, are we holding, we're holding 5,500 feet, but let's go to 6,500. So we'll put this, because we're going 6,500 vertical speed. We'll put it up at about 1,200 feet a minute, should be good. So we're going up to 6,500. And we're heading for, and this is the flight, and whether they did a direct flight or they flew along the coast, we're going direct just because it's direct. It's faster. Let's see what our speed is. Let's see how our numbers are doing here. Oh, we can take off the separator, so we're up above the birds flying around. Here's our little airplane right there, and right up in here is going to be Mud Bay. I forget what they caught. I think it's coming in already on that on the radar. And it looks like we probably needed 6,500 feet. We can put the sun up a little bit higher in the sky. We don't need anchors center on. Weather. So we got put the sun at noon, and we get a little better look at the terrain here. You can see where the waterway or fjord goes up to can't think of it now. Skagway. And let me ask my phone. Skagway and the Stampeders. Skagway, gateway to the Klondike. So Skagway, gateway to the Klondike, teaching historic places. Majestic mountains rise abruptly either side of Skagway, Yukon Territory. Beginning in the summer of 1897, thousands of hopeful Stampeders poured into the new town and prepared for an arduous 500-mile journey to gold fields. And let's see where the gold fields were. Alaska. And the gold fields were up around like Dawson was a name I remember up in there. And I think we're staying on our, so let's bring up the chart, see how we're doing. Yeah, there's a chart. Put it out to 250. No, it's too much. There we go. There we go. So this is Mud Bay, and again right here is Skagway, Alaska, and the Stampeders. So we are about halfway there, a little better than halfway. VFR map. So yeah, we're halfway there. And Eric will remember whether he stayed out on the coastline, because if you go down, it was a single engine. The 180 Cessna is a single engine airplane, and if you go down, there's nothing. There's nothing. They don't have a Coast Guard to pull you out up in here. So you'd stay out along the coast. That's probably why they have so many float planes, so you can actually, when you're flying around, that you can land. And again, I'm doing a direct flight per time. This is probably looking over into Glacier Bay, right over there. And this may be the fjord going up to Skagway. And I'm going to check on my thing and see if it was Dawson City, 500 miles to the gold fields, and that's pretty much going straight north. Yeah, it doesn't say a 500-mile journey into the gold fields. Realizing. Very few obtain wealth of the wealth they dreamed of. The Klondike Gold Rush left a lasting mark on the Alaskan and Canadian landscapes. Today's Skagway's boomtown era remains alive in many turn-of-the-century buildings that survive. The city now hosts 500,000 tourists annually and has the year-round population of approximately 800. So let's see if they go back here. Gateway to the Klondike, Skagway, Gold Rush boomtowns. Let's see if that says what it is. Yeah, this is more like it. This has a Chilkoot Pass, White and Chilkoot. So, yeah, Dead Horse Trail. Let's see if we get the town. It doesn't. It just shows different ways to go, and we're getting close to. Now this may be the way up to Skagway. Anyway, look at we see the glacier coming down right here. That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. And we'll see next month. I get my upgrade. This was Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and they're coming out 4 years that this has been in existence. They've been making flight simulators since maybe 1980s. They've had 10 of them, and I think I see the destination right there. Let's see here, and we go back inside, and we go right over here. So PHAN, I forget what the name of this is. Was it Harris? But anyway, Eric called it Mud Bay. We have seven miles to go, so we'll just come back on the power, and we'll turn off the autopilot, and we go ahead and put the gear down here. Yeah, we don't need to do that yet, but we'll pull back on that, and I think the runway is right over to the left there. It rains. I think it's called maybe Rains, and then we'll look around here and see if Eric remembers. The map kind of shows that this is Mud Bay on this side, and the name of the town might be Haines. Okay. Yeah, it's off to our left here is where the runway is, probably right out there. And we can look back at the glacier coming out. No, we flew on by that glacier. Yeah, the runway is right there on the edge. Okay, so we'll go in here and we'll go ahead and slow down here. We'll get out back on the tail and 170. We'll put the gear down. It really is kind of pretty, but this look is going to be improved a lot. We'll look out to the right here, to the runway. Give it a notch of flap. Get it down to about 100 miles an hour. No power. Look out here for downwind. We'll call in. Nearest airport. Yeah, it's Haines. Runway 8.
Papa Alpha Hotel November traffic Daher 527 Sierra Bravo is on downwind runway 8.
Okay, we'll get back on the tail. 90 is pretty good speed. We'll go ahead and put in another notch of flap here. Getting a little too slow. We need to be about 85. Get on the tail.
Stall.
There we go. Trim it out a little better. Now we'll go ahead and pull in full flap. Keep it at about 85. Should be good. Got it a little slow. That's a little better. 85. That is a beautiful area up here. This runway is probably improved if this is actually where they landed. Yeah, we'll go back out a little bit more so you can kind of see the surrounding area. Dawson City, I think, is where it was on the Yukon River. A little sun in our eyes. A little sun in our eyes. Here we go. Got it stopped in no time there. That's what's great about having the thrust reverser. Stop on a dime. It'll be fun to look at the vegetation on the new update here. This is pretty good. Now some of these places have had what they call handcrafting. So this is a little segment. Oh, that's for a helicopter landing right there. There's the fuel truck. We'll just go right in here. That ought to do it. It's a pretty view up the river toward the mountains. There's more airplanes up there. They probably have some fuel pumps, but anyway, this is good enough. Put the flaps up. Shut down the engine. Thanks for riding along. Mud Bay, and Mud Bay might be on the other side of Haines. So we'll check with Eric to see. But the fun is catching the glaciers and just being close to Skagway and all that history. Boy, a lot of people died. That was a short run. People wanting to get rich, and very small percentage got anything out of it. They're lucky to get out with their life. Okay, take care. Thanks for flying along. On Air Chance. Bye-bye.